Okay, so spent the last, well, yes, mostly last 2 days getting everything hooked up on it, running my fuel line. I had to make all these little fuel lines. Um, I've got my throttle cable just kind of rigged up right now. I'm gonna have to replace it with a new one, better one. Made this little bracket for my regulators. Uh, I have cranked it up. I cranked it up a little while ago. Set the timing on it, and that's all that I've done. Um, None of the nitrous is hooked up. My carburetor is leaking at the accelerator pump, just the front one. My fuel pump is leaking, but I think it's leaking. The filter was leaking. I tightened that up, that went away, and then the pump was leaking, I think, at the return, because on them Magna Fuel 500s you have the adjustable return, and I guess if you don't have it, just right, it leaks. So I have to get it just right, I guess. But so I haven't adjusted my floats, I haven't adjusted my regulators, I haven't adjusted shit but the timing. I don't have any water in it. It's got oil, of course. So I'm going to do a little crank up, just a quick one, let it run for just a second. It's cold, ain't got no heat in it at all. I've only ran it for maybe a total of a minute just to get it running, get the timing set. I got it, I don't have it tuned in. I got it set at 38 and I shut it off. It sounded okay at that, so I left it at 38. I don't know what this setup's gonna like. It's got a different cam in it, so it's not gonna probably like the same timing it had with the other cam. I've got the oil hooked up the oil sending unit, and sitting at idle when I had it running, 77 pounds of pressure, and when I just rev it up, just pop it up to about 3 grand, 110 pounds of pressure. Now I ordered just a high volume pump, not a high pressure pump, so hopefully that's just because of the thick, crazy, sticky shit I got in it. Hopefully that's what all that's about. I don't know, maybe it's some tight tolerances on the crank, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to do a startup video. I wanted to do a first start video, but they're not very fun because you start them up and they're usually running like crap. You got to jump out here and set the timing and adjust a couple of things. So I went ahead and did that. So now I can crank it up from inside the truck and deal with it there. So I'm just gonna do that real quick and let it run for a second, and that'll be my startup video, I guess. If I can get my big ass in this little truck. Turn it off. Let me turn it on. Alright, let's try this again. It's up on the lift, so that's why it's sitting up so high. So that is it running with only the timing set. Floats are down a little too low. Oh, it smells good. Oh, I love the smell of race gas. Well, the exhaust. Sounds pretty good so far. It'll get better. So get this carburetor figured out, get everything set, get the regulator set, get the float set, get the idle mixture set, and then I still need to I need to drill these and put in my, see, man, exhaust, it's barely even warm. Barely even warm. I need to put in my O2 sensors, one on both header. Then I can really tune it, but that won't happen today. Today I was tasked with getting all the fuel lines built on and getting this thing cranked up so I can crank it. So like if it rains or it gets cold, condensation gets real bad on it, I can start it and dry that stuff out, because I really don't want condensation building up on this thing. But I still got a lot of work to do. Still got wiring to do. Still got all this stuff to hook up and cover. I did get, so I got my fuel line coming up here into a fuel filter. I am going to put, where'd it go? This shutoff valve in right here, or maybe behind the filter, so I can change it. Well, I've got a shutoff back there, but I just want a way to shut it off to here. So a lot of times on the Nova I didn't have shutoff valves on it, and I would just have to drain it, but then the tank would keep allowing fuel to come by, so that was a pain in the ass. So I got the shutoff valves, one at the back, one up here, to stop that. Maybe even no, that would make it stick out too far, probably running my radiator there. I think I'm just going to stick it over here. And these you can even hook a cable to, operate them from inside the truck if you need to shut off your fuel real quick, or you know, something bad happened, which hopefully it never does, and you have a cable hooked to it. You can use like a choke cable and just turn the fuel off. Not a bad idea. But I'm gonna put this in, and once the new water pump gets here, I can change this out. Then I can put my alternator on, put my vacuum pump on, then get quite a bit more done then. So I guess that's it for now, and a whole lot more to, actually, let me take you back here and show you. Yeah. Alright, so in one of the last videos I put in this return. So I put in this this vent here, and I've got a rollover valve that'll go in right here. I just have to get a 10 to 8 to do it, because that was when I was going to run 8 line, and that's when I ordered it. But here is the rollover valve, just a ball bearing in there. So see it down there, so you can get your vent through, but then if you roll over, the ball goes on to it and doesn't allow it to vent or anything to come out, I guess. I don't know. This might just be a cheap piece of crap. I don't know. I don't even know if I'll put it in there. I'm gonna do some research on them and see what other kinds there are, and see if this is just a Chinese piece of crap. So I don't know if I'll put it in, but for now it's just vented. Everything is working on the truck. All the gauges work that are hooked up. The only thing that isn't hooked up is the transmission temperature and the 2 AFR gauges. Everything else is working. I didn't try no trans brake or any of that. This was just a motor start up. But it's alive. I'm so happy. It is alive. Downhill from now, I guess. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna end this here. And let's see, what time is it? It is 2:30. I might do a little bit more. I don't know. All right, well, that's it for the startup video. More to come.